First thing on the menu today, more jumping around inside the bell tower. Ain't this just the funniest thing ever? But anyway, enough complaining about that. The voting for the Global Link giveaway is supposed to have ended now, but for some reason voting is still open. Maybe they just forgot to close it. Well, they've been generally late with everything in this contest, so it's not surprising that voting is still open for the time being. Either way, the winner is going to be revealed on December 13. It's fairly certain that it's going to come down to Arceus and Mudkip at this point. And of course you probably noticed, but obviously they didn't update the rankings this week, not less than 48 hours from the end of the poll, because then that would be a dead giveaway of who would have won, and they want to keep the big reveal for December 13th. So the rankings that you're seeing on the site are still those from November 22. By the way, something that I've noticed about legendaries, it's for Hard Gold and Soul Silver, though I don't know if it works for any other games, and if so, which ones. But if you use a save state while you're in the same area as a legendary, well, if you reload the save state in order to reset the nature and IVs, it won't work, because it seems like the nature and IVs are decided when you enter the area with the legendary. So what you gotta do is either save state outside of the area where the legendary is, or you would have to use the save function in-game in order to be able to reset the nature afterwards by doing a conventional reset. Well, seems like we're almost done with this place. I think Who is just beyond this. And there we go! Now, I got a 15 level disadvantage, against a Pokemon whose main attacking move has a 50% chance of a burn. Oh my god, how will I ever be able to counteract that? Well, if you've been paying attention so far in this LP, I've said it a few times, this is where I'm using my Master Ball. I'm using it on Who rather than something like Mewtwo, because Sacred Fire is very threatening with its high chance of a burn. And sorry if you were expecting something a little more epic, but there's got to be one of these in every LP. I have to use my Master Ball at some point. A rainbow is said to form behind it when it flies. Excuse me for stating the obvious, but that's enough of that. Let's check out the nature on this Who, which, by the way, is my final team member, in case you haven't been paying attention. So let's see here. Did I get lucky or not? Jackpot! I mean, Adamant would have probably been better, but I'm going to take this Impish nature. Look at that! Defense boost, special attack drop. Awesome! I am definitely not going to reset for another nature at this point. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to give Who the Pokerus. I'm gonna show you guys how to spread the Pokerus. If you remember, I deposited my ante in the PC so that it could keep the form of Pokerus that can actually be spread around, and I'm also having a Furret because I'm going to need to smash that rock over in Pewter City. If you'll excuse me before that, though, I'm going to give some stuff to my Who, just so that it's not completely reliant on Sacred Fire. Not that I actually intend on using it in the short term, because look at its level. It's so far ahead of the rest of my team, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna give it Earthquake first. Yeah, Who learns Earthquake somehow? Hey, not complaining. Very powerful move to add to its arsenal. I'm also gonna give it the Fly. It learns Recover at level 71, so this means I'm going to need to level it up once in order to complete its moveset, but shouldn't really be a problem. Whenever I decide to do it, at least. So, let's get rid of Ancient Power, since, well, it's not very strong, and who's more of a physical attacker anyway. Now, for held items, I believe I have a charcoal somewhere that my auntie used to have. There we go. So, I'm going to put this charcoal on Who. I was wrong the other day when I said this assistant to Professor Oak actually had the only sacred ash in the game, because Who holds the other one. So, now, let's head back to Pewter City. What am I gonna do first? Well, not that it really matters anyway. But anyway, I told you we were gonna give that Entei the Pokerus, so that's what we're gonna do right now. The Rock Smash thing will wait a little longer. So what you want to do, you want to have the Pokemon that you want to infect right next to the Pokemon that has the Pokerus and can spread it. As you can see, Entei and Who are next to each other. So what you want to do, you want to go and fight a battle. It may take more than one battle, but if it doesn't work, don't worry. It doesn't mean that the Pokemon can't have the Pokerus or something. It's just that it has a certain chance of spreading after each battle. And if you have a whole bunch of Pokemon that you want to infect, then putting the Pokemon that already has it, third or fourth, will really help do this faster. And Who has the Pokerus now, so Entei's job is done. That's why I was keeping it. So, yeah, let's go and check what item was behind that boulder that we can smash. Right over here. It's probably something valuable if they went so far as to block it with... oh! What? Oh! We got a star piece! I was wondering for a second if I was going to get a fossil or something. Then I would have showed you what happens then. Wise glasses! Well, this is actually a pretty damn good item. This boosts all special attacks by 10%, which means that it would be foolish to not give it to someone. And right now, I'm thinking Lapras. I'm thinking I'm going to give it to Lapras. Right now, it has a Mystic Water, which boosts the power of water moves by 20%. But I'd much rather have a boost to all of its moves by 10% instead. So this is what I'm going to do right now. It's on the last page, obviously. Wise glasses. Let's give that to Lapras, and after that I'm going to deposit Entei and Furret since I don't need them anymore, at least for the time being. I don't think I'm going to need to infect anything else with the Pokerus. And as for Furret, well, of course I'm probably gonna need it later on for some HM slave duties. So let's grab Gengar and Tyranitar back. Just gonna put Who in the last slot of my team because I'm just I'm weird like that. And Lapras is going in the lead because there is still one thing left to do in Pewter City, and that is take on the gym. Now, this gym, if it hasn't changed at all, and I don't think it did, there's absolutely no puzzle. You just go in, fight the trainers, all 0 of them. Just kidding, there's one right there. But there aren't many underlings. You look really rocking. Too bad he already had the sunglasses on his face, else, well, you know where I'm going with this. Anyway, not many underlings, no puzzle whatsoever. You can avoid the underlings if you want to by simply taking those paths to the left and right of the main path, but we're not going to do that. We're more than strong enough to take on these underlings. Anyway, the other day I was reading a comic about, how Togepi sucks since it only learns Metronome and a batch of non-offensive moves until rather high levels. And if you ever heard of that comic where Dragonite absolutely wrecks a Charizard and a Gyarados, this would be the same guy who made that comic. Anyway, the comic was about how Togepi sucked, and in the commentary for the comic, he said that Togepi was a lot like a Magikarp, but without the prospect of a Gyarados. Now, I'm not even going to try to argue that Togekiss is as good as Gyarados, because it's not anymore, but to say that it's that worthless, that's a line I wouldn't cross, and I think it's rather surprising coming from someone who knows enough about Pokemon to make a comic about it. I'm going to link you to the comic nonetheless, because it's really what goes on whenever you try to grind a Togepi. And this is why I didn't do that in my Platinum LP. I went about it the way that I did, and I'm very happy that I didn't get to play Metronome Roulette much. But that's enough of that, because we have already made it to Brock. A Rhydon and a Golem later, we are already at Brock. It really didn't take much time. Impervious to most physical attacks. Well, we'll see about that. Just because they have good defenses doesn't mean they have good typings, and this holds especially true in Brock's case. So let's see what he's going to be leading with. A Graveler. Not even fully evolved at this point of the game. Really? Are you kidding me? Anyway, that just makes it easier to kill. You won't see me complaining about that, and it's a one-hit wonder! Okay, so, 4 more to go. Rhyhorn? Not even a Rhydon? A Rhyhorn? Your underlings had a Rhydon and a Golem, and you have a Graveler and a Rhyhorn? Seriously, that's like the lousiest late-game gym leader lineup I have ever seen. Good Lord! Okay, Onix, another unevolved Pokemon. Oh my god, and all three have had quadruple weakness to water and grass so far. And if I remember, his last two are Kabutops and Omastar, which also have a quadruple weakness to grass. Now, I don't have a grass Pokemon on my team, but heck, even my level 18 Bayleaf could probably do a number on his team. Nah, I'm just kidding, but still, Omastar. So, I guess I'm going to bring it to Raikou, since Lapras is only going to be able to hit it for neutral with its stab moves. Of course, it has Thunderbolt, but Raikou's is much more powerful, and great. Stalling for time and Sandstorm damage at this point, are we? Yeah, I was about to say Raikou's Thunderbolt is also much faster, but not fast enough to outspeed a Protect, of course, because there's not much that actually can. Well, it's a one-hit KO. What do you want me to say? It's not like this is the hardest gym battle of all time or something. Okay, level 56 Raikou now, and some more Sandstorm damage for the road. And let's see now, last one is Kabutops. As I remembered, it's sort of odd that he would have two Pokemon with Swift Swim. At least I hope they have Swift Swim. And the rest of his team is based around setting Sandstorm up, namely with Onix. But, well, that was it. 6 turns, 5 kills, and the only reason why it wasn't 5 turns, 5 kills was because of that Protect. Unless you got Feint, you can't really go around that. Rock hard resistance. Odd that you should say that, because all 5 of your Pokemon have a quadruple weakness, and 3 of them have 2! Dear Lord! It's funny how all Rock-type users boast about their supposed defensive prowess, but Rock blows chunks as a defensive type. Anyway, we got the Boulder Badge as well as the TM for Rock Slide, which is vastly outdone by Stone Edge at this point, so there's barely any point in using it. Unless you're using it on Pokemon that don't have Stone Edge but do have Rock Slide, such as Excadrill. So, Well, that's gonna be all for today. We did a lot today. We caught Who, we beat Brock, so next time, we're going to head off to Route 3 and Mount Moon as well.